You've tuned into The Mountain Gardener with your host, Ken Lain. Gardening, it can be challenging, but with these simple insider tips, you'll reap huge rewards. Now, let's tune into today's Mountain Gardener with Ken and Lisa. I wrote an article called Brown Thumbs Boot Camp, a plant killer's guide to success. That's this weekend's garden column. Just trying to help those folks new to the area. Maybe you don't have enough confidence. I mean, we've all got to start somewhere. We've all started with brown thumbs. The way you learn gardening is by killing things or making mistakes. And then you go, oh, don't do that. Come back here, go over here. And that's why it's so social to be a gardener. We like sharing our war stories and our successes. And so I thought I'd just cover real quick garden zones, because you got to start there, and then frost dates. See if I can get those two things in for you. So garden zones, when you look at a plant tag, it'll say it grows in zone 7. What they're talking about is how cold can that plant go before it dies? How much antifreeze really is in the structure of that plant? And so here in the Central Highlands, this is Prescott Valley, Chino Valley, Paulden, I would go all the way out to Cordes Junction, Sedona, Camp Verde, Cottonwood. We're a zone 8, 8A to be exact. So we need plants and go down to about 10 degrees or so. We might see 0 freakishly every 10, 15 years, but it's really rare to go into single digits, 10 degrees. That's pretty commonplace for us. We see that often. And so you need plants that can grow that way accordingly. So if you look at zone 8A or 7 or 6 or 5, all those plants are good for us. So the lower the number, the lower the temperature it can handle. If you go up into 8B, 9, 10, 11, 12, that's Phoenix. Those are deserts. Those plants if you look at them with a cold thought, they die. And so you really want to stay away from those plants here. Those are plants that will be vaporized here as soon as we get frost. They turn to black mush and they lay over on the ground. They go, oh, I'm just frozen. And they are. They had no antifreeze in them. The frost dates, though, when do we start to get frost? So here in Prescott, Arizona property, we've got 176 days of growing season. And if you measure from May 6, that's typically our last frost in spring, to October 29, that's when our first frost is. So we're right on it. Now, last year it was like week of first or second week in November. This year it might be tomorrow. You never know. So just be prepared. If those tomato plants are loaded up with tomatoes, we could see a frost. Just throw a cover over them. Get a sheet, a blanket, not plastic that holds the cold air in, but something breathable. Burlap works really well to keep the frost off because it'll be nice again. It just has these cold frosty nights, and then it comes back up and it goes, okay, just kidding. So I've pulled out a lot of my annual flowers, those plants that are zone 12, like Vinca. It's a classic Phoenix plant, loves the heat. It doesn't like the cold, and they were getting yellow. They were blooming, but you could tell wasn't even frost, and they were going, I don't like this. So I ripped them out this week, and I put in pansies and some kale in these big bowls, and it's beautiful. Those plants love cold. They like snow. They have no problem. They're zoned 5. They go down to 0 pretty easily, and then keep on blooming right through winter. And so those are 2 tips I can give you. Just if you don't know if you're good enough, sometimes you have the wrong zoned plants. They're made for Phoenix, or they're just annuals, and you expected them to come back each year. Well, they don't. They're not perennial flowers. So that's some insider tips on how to get your thumbs a little greener this year. Water's October companion plants that grow well together are blaze maples, burning bush, Arizona creeper, glamour kale, and spicy mum.
Water's spicy mums are best sellers for super long bloom times and local garden tuck.
Spicy mums glow yellow with a halo of fiery orange around each daisy flower.
These big, bold perennials are perfectly shaped and add color in autumn when few flowers are in peak blooms.
You'll find bright fall flowers here at Waters Garden Center in Prescott. For a more fruitful garden, increased success in the landscape that just feels better, then tune in daily to the Mountain Gardener podcast. Subscribe through your favorite podcast streamer or visit watersgardencenter.com. Better yet, visit me directly right here at Waters Garden Center. Thanks for tuning in.